Okay, are you able to see my screen? Just now I'm talking alone. Are you able to see my screen and can hear my voice? Boleh, ha? Alright, alright. Okay, Alhamdulillah. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi and good evening, everyone. Alright, so delay a bit, okay, because I am actually not used to this setting. Alright, so without further ado, come we start. Alright, so as what I post in the description box, okay, tonight we discuss Pahang paper 3, the whole set, means that question number 1 until question number 4. Alright, so have you all download the question that I place in the link that I place in the description box? Yes. Alright, yeah. So next time, if we have question like this, I will try my best to place the link in the chat box, alright, so that you all can try the question before we discuss the answer. As for my student in SMK Batu Lintang, I already send them the question through Google Classroom and also through WhatsApp group. Okay, so some of them already submit their answer through Google Classroom. So I will be using their answer for our discussion tonight. Alright, so since some of you might not have download the question, so we look through the question. Okay, alright, so we start. Okay, so this is Pahang 2019, paper 3. Okay, paper 3 question as usual. So this paper have two sections. So we have section A and section B. Alright, section A, section B. So section A, compulsory answer all. So means that question number 1, number 2, both must be answered. And in section B, there are two questions. Normally, one will be from Form 4, the other one will be Form 5. Okay, so far I see that in SPM level, number 3 is always from Form 4, number 4 will be Form 5. Okay, but there is no rule saying that number 3 must be Form 4. Okay, so it might be both from the same form. Okay, they don't say anything about that lah. Okay, but so far question number 3 will be Form 4, number 4 will be Form 5. Alright, so for this section B, you just need to answer one, okay, only one question, okay, because the total marks for this paper will be 16 plus 12 plus 12, it will be 40 marks. Okay, so let's say you answer both number 3 and number 4, you will just get which one is the higher mark, that one you will be given lah. Okay, so for me it's better to focus on only one question from section B, the one that you really confident you can answer the best. All right, now look at this question. So question number 1, okay, basic clear class. Question number 1, you will be given just like this lah, an experiment. You need to get data from the diagram, okay, and then after you get the data, you will be asked about the manipulated responding variable. So after that, you need to tabulate your data in a table, systematic table. Then you plot a graph. Then from your graph, you will be asked about the relationship of the two variable that you investigate. Okay, that is question number 1. So it means that you get your data, collect data, tabulate in table, plot your graph, and write conclusion about the graph. So this is actually conclusion of the graph that you plot. Then question number 2, okay, question number 2, graph will be given. Okay, graph will be given. So the graph will be the result for the experiment that are conducted by student. Okay, so from your graph like this, they give you graph. Okay, they already plot. And then from this graph, you will be asked See, the relationship of the two axes means that the relationship of the graph, the two variable, the responding and manipulated variable. Then after that, you will be asked to interpolate data. If not interpolate, it can be extrapolate. Then calculate gradient. Then, okay, after calculate gradient, you need to use the gradient value to calculate another physical quantity. Then finally, they will ask you about precaution. Okay. So for me is, if let's say you are able to determine what is the manipulated variable, responding variable, know how to write the relationship of the two axes, and then know how to calculate gradient, interpolate data, extrapolate data, and precaution, so you already can get a lot of marks from this paper. Okay, so try your best to get maximum mark from this paper. Alright, because the format so far same, okay, the same. Alright, every year is the same. Okay, next. In section B, okay, so last week we already discussed for the strength factors affecting the strength of the electromagnet for section B. Okay, last week. If you have not watched that, you can maybe during this weekend, you can watch that video, the one that we have last week. Okay, now we start now. Okay. Okay, you read first. Wait, my pen is not, it can't detect my pen. You baca first. Okay. So experiment is carried out to study the, spelling pun salah, So this one sebenarnya maybe belum edited lah, okay? So refraction A, refraction of light by semicircular glass block, and then a light ray is directed to the center of the semicircular glass block with an angle, okay, here, angle of incidence I 20 degree. The refracted pun ejaan, okay, masih salah, refracted ray emerging from glass block is marked with two pins at point P1 and P2 as shown in diagram 1.1. Okay, so this is a glass block. Okay, glass block with the shape of semicircular, just like the protector. And then can see this is alright, so this is the incident angle, kan, 20 degree. And then so we have P1, P2 here, and then this is given. Okay, this is given. So I incident angle here, so that is 20 degree. Okay, already given. And then R is actually refracted angle in the glass block. So we measure here. So this is the normal line, can see normal line. So means that this is the angle. Okay, so this angle. So we measure outside here lah. So from here, so this is the light that coming out, P1, P2. So we just draw line from the center just now, okay, joining P1, P2. So this is the angle. So we can measure here. So given here is 13, okay. Not given lah, what I mean is they measured lah. So the reading is 13. I can zoom in. Okay, cikgu zoom in so that you can see it clearer. For those who have not download the question, so can see here, so the angle, alright, so the angle, so this is 90 kan? Okay, so this is 90 and this is 80, but we don't measure the angle as 77, no, 77 will be this angle. Okay, so this is 77, but okay, the refracted angle is the angle in between the normal, okay, normal, and the refracted ray. So means that the small angle here, okay. But actually paper 3, they really help you where they give you already, they give you this already. So means that you know 13, okay, 13 given here is actually this, okay. See, 90, 80. So 90 minus this is 77, right? So 90 minus 77, the angle here should be 13. Ataupun you just measure here kan, 10 campur 3, so means that 13. Alright. So they give you already, so it is easier. Okay. Alright. Okay, cikgu kecilkan. Now, so the experiment is repeated with angle of incidence. Okay, so this is the important keyword when you want to answer paper 3 question. So this is the important keyword. Repeated. So the moment you see this word repeated, okay, quickly circle it. Okay, repeated with the angle of incidence I. So they give you the value 30, 40, 50 and so on. And then the refracted, again, ejaan salah. And the refracted rays emerging from the glass block marked with pin A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2, D1, D2, E1, E2 respectively. Okay, masing-masing. So diagram 1.2 shows the point marked during the experiment. Okay, nampak kan? So the point already marked, okay, during the experiment, because this is where light, okay, when you use your ray box, okay, so let's say light from here, right? Okay, it will be refracted in the glass block. So this is semicircular glass block. So it will be refracted in the glass block and it come out here. And then you can mark this, okay, by using 2x, okay, so showing that this is the ray of light, okay, that come out. So A1, A2 will be the light that coming out when the incident angle is 30 degree. Kan? B1, B2 will be when the incident angle is 40 degree. So C1, C2 will be for 50 and so on. Okay, now continue. So you need to measure the refracted angle, okay, by using the protector here, okay, and fill in this part. Then, okay, they already have this, so means that you need to calculate the sine R, sine for the refracted angle. Okay, look at the question. For the experiment described above, identify manipulated responding constant variable. Okay, what is your answer? You can type in. What is the manipulated responding constant variable for this? Okay, so you look at this word, repeated. The one that repeated will be the manipulated variable. So remember for your paper 3, section B, for the procedure, mark number 3 is for the repeated value. So what do you repeat? You repeat the manipulated variable. Okay, so when you see the word repeated, so you know that this is your manipulated variable. Okay, so that's why it is important. If you see the word repeated, you quickly circle it. So this is your MV. Okay. Alright, so correct Shannon. So means that the manipulated variable now is the angle of incidence. Okay, so it's good to copy the symbol also. Okay, tulis semua. What I mean is, you copy this angle of incident I together with the symbol. So normally, again, for your section B last week, okay, when we answer the question kan, I ask you to write the symbol. This one also the same. So you copy together with the symbol. So you write manipulated variable, angle of incidence I. Okay, responding variable. Okay, Hubert. Angle of incident, responding variable, angle of refraction, constant variable, refractive index. Yes, that is perfect. Ya, jawapan tepat. Okay, so the manipulated variable is the angle of incidence. Responding will be angle of refraction, comma R, because up here we use symbol R. Okay, refraction angle ataupun angle of refraction, sudut biasan, okay, R. Then the constant variable for this will be the refractive index of the medium. Okay, refractive index. Density of medium accepted. Density boleh ataupun you can write optical density. Okay, boleh terima, but the better answer will be refractive index. Yes, refractive index of the glass block. You can use symbol also, refractive index, comma, N. Okay, boleh? Teacher, why I calculate the refractive index of... Oh, what is the value that you get, Von, for the refractive index? Is it near? Cikgu pun tak kira the refractive index for this experiment. It's okay, just use what is given. Okay, that one we can discuss later. Cikgu pun tak kira actually. I don't know whether they use correct or not the refractive index. Okay, but refractive index for the glass will be around 1.5 kan? Optical density higher. Yes, okay, when the optical density is higher, the refractive index will be higher. Okay, because when the refractive index is higher, so it means that the light will be bent more. So refractive index actually telling us that telling us how much is the light being bent when it travel through that medium. Okay, so the greater the density, the optical density of the medium, so the greater the refractive index. So it means that it will bend more towards the normal line. Boleh, ha? Alright, so we discuss this question first. Okay, cikgu ambil jawapan student. Ha? So this is my student's answer. Boleh nampak kan? Dia ramai yang hantar to me. Most of them hand in. Okay, so I cannot go through all, so I just pick a few lah. Okay, like this. Alright, so this student, okay, already helped us. Okay, he already draw from the center. Okay, you need to draw this. Sambung to A1, A2, and then from the same point, okay, you connect to B1, B2, and continue. Then you measure the angle. So for I equal 30, so you measure this angle. So you measure from here, from the 90 degree, okay, you measure this. So here, this angle. So this is R, okay, when the incident angle is 30. Okay, so you measure this. Boleh kan? And then for I equal 40, so you measure until B1. So maksudnya from the same initial point. So means that from 90 here. Okay, until here. So that will be when I is equal to 40. When I 50, so you measure until C1. C like that. This is I equal 50 and so on lah. Okay, sambung like that. So this will be I equal 60 and finally I equal 70. So you measure from here. Okay. Okay, cikgu boleh zoom in like that. And we check the answer. Oops. Sekejap. Alright. So here, A1, okay, I equal 30, I equal 30, so the reading here can see, right? So 80 and then here is 85, so this is plus 2, so maksudnya 10 plus 7 kan? So 17, this is correct, 17. Then measure from here to here, that will be 10, 20, 24, this is also correct. Then for C will be, oh, cannot see my screen, sekejap, Okay, right. So from C, class, okay, it will be 10, 20, 30. So means that, let me see, 10, 20. Okay, C will be 10, 20, 30. Okay, and then followed by this will be 35, and then this is 39. Alright, boleh? So these are all correct. So I better use red ink. Okay, so these are all correct. Semua betul. Okay. Now, how do you know whether to write decimal place or not? Okay, do you need to write 17.0 degree in this case? And if let's say you need to write decimal place, how many decimal place should you write? Do you have any problem with this? No? Okay. So actually, one way to know whether to write decimal place or not, you look at the instrument given. Okay, you look at this instrument. So, cikgu zoom in. Alright. So, you just pick 2 points on that measuring instrument, just like this, let's say. So, this point. So, this is 120. This is 110. Okay, so you just calculate. So 120 minus 110, then you divide by, see, you count how many division are there between these 2 points, between these two, this point and this point. How many division are there? So from here, actually, you can count. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So means that 10 division. So means that this divide by 10. So 120 minus 110, it is 10. So 10 divided by 10, you get 1. So it means that no decimal place. Okay, no decimal place. So just write like that. Okay, 1 degree lah. So means that like this is correct. Okay, so you don't put 17.0. Okay, because this instrument, the accuracy is 1. So it means that no decimal place. Okay, boleh ha? Alright, then you need to calculate the sine for the refracted angle. Okay, so this one terus tekan calculator. So I already checked this answer just now. Semua betul. Okay, so these are all correct. But now, how many decimal place should you write? Normally, we actually write 4. 4 decimal place for sine or cos. But, okay, this is already given to you. You can see, right? They give you 3 decimal place. So just follow. So here also use 3. Okay. So it means that here also 3 decimal place. Because they give you the one that written here for sine I in 3 decimal place. So your sine R also you write the same number of decimal place. Okay, so far can follow? So far so good? Okay, so far okay? Teacher, so 4 decimal place if not stated. Yes, if not stated 4 decimal place. Alright, if katakan just like just now, they already give you example, just follow the example. Paper 3 normally they give you example. Alright, even macam this just now, right? So they give you where should you measure the responding variable. Okay, so you need to be alert lah. Macam paper 3, be alert with the diagram. Look at the diagram carefully. Okay, alright. Okay, we proceed now. So this one we discussed already. So the manipulated variable, correct lah. Angle of incidence, okay, symbol. Make sure you use the symbol given. And then angle of refraction, also use the symbol given. And then refractive index of the glass block. This is not given in the question, okay, but so symbol not given, okay. If katakan given in the question, so you just follow, right? So now, how to determine the constant variable? This one is normally student have problem. Normally for the manipulated responding, they give you in the first sentence. Most of the question, these two, okay, will be given in the first question. But this question is different. Kejap. this question, they did not state that. Kan? Experiment is carried out to study refraction of light by a semicircular glass block. So here, the first sentence did not tell you the manipulated responding variable. Okay, the first sentence only explaining that the student do experiment about refraction of light, and they give you the incident angle. Kejap, I open another question, okay, so that you can see what I mean by from look at the answer from the first question. Kejap, let me open my file. Okay, we look at this question, MRSM 2019. Okay, see here. Student carries out an experiment to investigate the relationship between distance of double slit and screen D and distance between two consecutive blue fringes. Okay, so when they have this word, relationship, so this relationship will be followed by two variable, okay, which mean manipulated and responding. Okay, so distance of double slit and screen D and distance between two consecutive blue fringes. So these two is actually the MV and RV. Okay, so these two are MV and RV, but which one is which one? Because the sequence, when they write this, the sequence is not fixed. It can be MV first, it can be RV first, because this sentence is actually the aim of the experiment. Okay, macam section B kan ada question asking about aim. If you can't remember the correct sentence, so you refer to question number 1. So this sentence can help you, kan? Aim to investigate relationship between what and what. Okay, now, so since I told you that these are your manipulated responding, but to confirm which one is your manipulated variable, search for the word repeated. Adakah word repeated here? Come, let us see. Kan? Nampak? So the procedure is repeated with the distance of double slit with screen D. So now we know that D is manipulated variable. So you go to the first sentence. If your first sentence have this word, relationship, so means that now this D is your MV. Means that X will be your RV. Just salin, okay? Because the question will start with kan? Terus salin letak here. Okay, and the constant variable how? Constant variable, it depends on the experiment. If just like what we discussed now for this question, so we have sin I, sin R. So this may be, what is the formula that relate to this sin I and sin R? Can you type in? Tuliskan. What is the formula that relate to this sin I, sin R? Yeah, refractive index formula sama dengan sarang hair. Yes, N sama dengan sin I over sin R. So sin I is your manipulated variable, kan? N sama dengan sin I bahagi sin R, kan? So this is your MV, and then this is your RV. Okay, so it means that this is your CV, constant variable. If you can remember, if you can relate the two variable, manipulated responding variable, to any formula, then the other physical quantity will be your constant variable, just like this lah. Okay. Example, just like the question, MRSM question just now. So now we know that. Okay, so we know this is about D and X. So this is actually interference. So formula for interference. Right, formula for interference is lambda equal AX over D. Okay, we know that now D is MV, X is RV. So your constant variable will be A ataupun lambda. Okay, so it means that it's either the distance between double slit or the wavelength, okay, that you use. So if katakan you can relate to the formula, your constant variable will not be correct. Okay. But if let's say in the question they already mentioned this is constant, then it will be easy. Okay, katakan the question said this value is fixed or this is constant. So it means that that will be your constant variable. Faham? Okay. No problem? Okay, can follow on? Okay, next. Okay, so you already this question. So on diagram 1.2, draw straight lines to join pair of point A1, A2, B1, B2 as what we did just now. Okay, from point O. Then determine the angle of refraction here. Katakan you forgot the istilah kan, lupa what is the name, what is that R. So just further reading, just continue your reading, can see here. Okay. That will be your that is the angle of refraction. Okay, and then BM is this lah, sudut biasan. So all written correctly, so this one semua betul, okay, will be 2 marks. Satu salah 1 mark. Okay, so semua betul 2 marks, satu salah it will be 1 mark. Then same goes to this. Okay, tekan calculator betul-betul. Alright, so this one semua betul 2 marks, satu salah 1 mark. Nah, here kan calculate the value of sin R, 2 marks. So after we have record the data just now, so this question is asking you to tabulate your data. Tabulate your result for you see, we have I, R, sin R, sin R. So you look at this. This is your manipulated variable, I, responding R. So this is the derived data, sin I, sin R. So you draw your table, follow the sequence. Okay, just follow the sequence. Okay, like that. And then make sure your table have border. Mesti ada border like that. Okay. If let's say you don't draw the border, so that is not considered as table. Okay, so mesti ada sempadan. You must have this. Mesti ada box. Okay. No need to tabulate for I equal 20. Kejap. Let me see. Let me see first. Yalah, kan? Yes, you need to tabulate this data. Okay, mesti ada I equal 20 because they give you that. Kejap, let me see first. Correct, I 20, 13. Tunggu, Look at the question. I 30. Okay, 5 reading. Let me see first. Cikgu ada marking scheme. I refer to the marking scheme. But sometimes the marking scheme ada sedikit kesalahan that maybe the one that uploaded is not being corrected. Tunggu I-17. I-2013. By right, this should be in the in your answer. Okay. Okay. Sepatutnya ada dalam jawapan, but in the marking scheme, okay, the one that I have here, they don't include that. Okay, good question. Siapa tadi? Oh, Izzat. Bagus Izzat. Very good. Yeah, you are very sangat-sangat observant. Very good. Yeah. So next time, write the value given also. Means that I-20 R13. Okay. Write that value also. So here. Okay. So 20 here 20 kan. And then 13. Okay. 13. And then you calculate the sin I, sin R. But in the marking scheme, they don't look at that. Maksudnya the marking scheme that I have now. Alright, so to be safe, okay, in SPM, write also the value that they give. So means that calculate also your sin I, sin R. Okay, faham? But in this case, since the marking scheme, they don't care about this 20 and 13, so I will just accept this answer. Okay, so alright. 4 column just now, right? So I, sin R. Okay, so you look at the marks. So this is 3 marks. So these 3 marks actually for the title. Okay, title for each column mesti ada. So means that angle of incident. Okay, cikgu tukar color lah. Okay, so angle of incident and then angle of refraction, sin I, sin R. So that is the first tick, markah pertama, tick 1. And then the second tick will be for the unit, degree. And then sign here, no unit. So you don't add unit here, no unit. So no unit, it will be the second tick, second mark. And then good to write symbol. Okay, good to write symbol. So make it a habit to write name, symbol, unit. So name, symbol, unit. But this one, okay, this one no unit. Okay, tak perlu letak unit. So already 2 marks. Next one, the third mark. So since the mark for this, okay, the value of R already given just now, 2 marks. And then the value of sin R also already given just now, 2 marks. So mark number 3 is actually for your decimal place. This is for the constant decimal, number of decimal place for each of the column. Okay, for each of the column. So means that here no decimal place, here also no decimal place, here have 3, here have 3. Okay, so that will be your tick number 3. What if only write symbol? I don't say wrong. It depends on the marking scheme at that particular year. Okay, if they are not strict, so it means that they will just they accept symbol and unit. Okay, symbol and unit. But let's say that year the marking is stricter, let's say. So they want you to write 3 things: name, symbol, unit. So if you just write symbol, so it means that you will miss the first mark. Okay, alright. So selamat for me is, cara selamat untuk jawab this question will be you write 3 name, symbol, unit. Always remember that, name, symbol, unit, name, symbol, unit. Okay. Chloe, the R must exactly the same. What do you mean by R must exactly the same? Chloe Chung? What do you mean by the R must be exactly the same? Okay, I don't get that question. Tak apa, we continue. Okay, next. Oh, alright, already. So for this mark number 3, we look at column by column. Okay, column by column. So normally, okay, selalunya there will be one point that macam sengaja tangkap you all. Okay, if you are not alert, you might make that mistake. Okay, I show you. Which one is a trap? The trap is actually here. And this. So student, sometime, this one, they just write 0.5. Here 0.5. If you write 0.5 here, and then the rest have 3 decimal place, so it will be cross 3. Okay. Boleh faham cikgu? The reading of protector. R must be the same. The reading of protector. I still don't get that question, Chloe. So sorry. The reading of protector. Exactly the same. Maksudnya accurate, is it? The reading of the responding variable, which is the refracted angle, must be accurate. Is that what you ask? No plus minus, is it? Cikgu rasa that is your question. Okay, good question. So you see now, when you are given an instrument like this, okay, good question. So when you are given an instrument like this, your answer should be the same. Semua sepatutnya sama. Because this is very clear. Okay, this is very clear. Macam this reading. So this one is betul 17. Okay, bukannya in between 17 and 16. Cikgu zoom in. Okay, good question. Okay, here. Just like this line. So this line sangat-sangat tepat kan? Okay. True, 17. So it means that the reading now is 17. You cannot write 16, you cannot write 18. Sama, this one also the same thing. So this is 30. So you cannot write 31, 29. Okay. But let's say the line is in between 16 and 17. There you can pick which one is nearer. So you don't, for this case, you don't write 16.5, so it will be either 16 or 17. Clear? Clear? And another one is sometimes they ask you to measure using ruler. Okay, so when you measure using ruler, they will have plus minus. Okay, but try your best to follow the diagram from which point to which point you should measure. Okay, so normally in the diagram they will show you from where should you measure, just like this lah, just like this diagram. Okay, very clear. You need to measure. See, they draw this line. So this is kan, this is the normal line. So they draw this line in the first diagram, showing you all that from where you should measure this 13 degree. Okay, so look at the diagram carefully. Jangan salah baca. Just like this question, sometimes student measure from here, you know. Okay, from here. Ataupun sometimes they write this as 83. Okay, when you do that, aduh sayang, a lot of mark will be akan hilang. So be careful, be careful. Paper 3 not hard, but sometimes student just did careless mistake. Okay. Okay, this part already. Now, next one. On the graph paper provided, plot graph of sine I against sine R. Okay, so you need to plot graph of sine I against sine R. Okay, now, so here, which one is which one? Which axis? So, the first variable mentioned, the first physical quantity is your vertical axis. This one will be, I put here as V lah, vertical axis. Vertical axis. And then the second variable mentioned will be your horizontal axis. I put H. Okay, so vertical, horizontal. So means that like that lah. So sine I will be atas. Okay, tegak paksi tegak. Sine R will be paksi ufuk. Okay, because they write like that. And then when you plot your graph, make sure you start from origin. Tulis 0. Okay, so this one they want you to plot using the graph paper. And then after that, they ask you what is the relationship of sine I, okay, sine I and sine R. What is the relationship? So this relationship depends on what type of graph you get. If let's say, katakan, because so far, okay, this graph, garis lurus, and then we have garis lurus like this, and another one is garis lurus like this. Okay, so if you get like this, so it will be directly proportional. Start from 0. So means that vertical axis is directly proportional to horizontal axis. If you get straight line, just like this, okay, both of these will be linear. Okay, so when you write your answer, for this will be increase linearly. Katakanlah A, B. Okay, so A increases linearly to B. If you get like this, so you say A decreases linearly to B, like that. Katakan your graph is curved like this. So we say this is inversely proportional. Okay, inversely proportional. Some more? Ada bentuk lain? Bentuk lain will be curve. So this one we say increase. Maksudnya A increases with B, ataupun when B increases, A increases. This is the graph. So we don't say this directly proportional lah. So we say when B increases, A increases. Ataupun the greater the B, the greater the A. Another one is like this, same relationship, curve. Curve. If curve like this, sama ada increase gradient atau decrease gradient, so the relationship is greater. When B greater, A is greater. Boleh? The graph need plot for 20? Good question. So this one depends. Okay, try plot graph for 20. Do you get the answer or not? Do you get a best fit graph? Katakan when you plot, coba try. If you have your graph, I think my student Setia kan, majority already did this question. Okay, try. Help me to try for 20 degree. Okay, do you still get the best fit graph or not? Okay, but now we refer to 30 lah, Okay, so this is the graph. Okay, so marks for graph will be 5 marks. Alright, so how do we give the mark? Tunggu cikgu cari graf lain. This is clear? Or if you use the 20, it is not a best fit graph, ka, Vincent? Okay, if like that, it means that the 20 is actually not included lah. Okay. Or hopefully you don't get that type of question lah. Hopefully lah. Okay, in SPM, they will not give you like that lah. Okay, don't worry. Memang lari jauh kah if got 20? Which one is clearer? This one also not clear. Okay, we use this graph. Alright, so the first mark, okay, will be given. Okay, there will be 7 ticks. Okay, there will be 7 ticks in the graph. Where, kejap, if you get all the 7 ticks, then you get 5 marks. Okay, so what are the 7 ticks? Okay, so tick number 1, the first tick will be for this. Okay, so the physical quantity that you label on both axes. So both axes must be correct physical quantity. Just like this, the vertical axis must be sin I. Horizontal axis is sin R. Okay, so that is the first tick. Bukan first mark, first tick. Tick pertama. First tick will be for the name. You can use symbol. Okay, just like this, sin I, sin R. And then the second, both axes must be correct. Then you get the first tick. Second tick will be for the unit. Okay, in this case, sin I, sin R, no unit. Okay, so both should not have unit. That will be the second tick. But let's say, tiba-tiba you put unit, stroke degree. Okay, so it will be cross 2. Okay, so the second tick is for the unit. If got unit, both axes must have unit. If have unit lah. If no unit, make sure you don't write the unit. Okay, because if you write unit for the quantity that have no unit, then mark will be it will be cross 2. Now the third tick will be the scale that you use. It should be uniform scale. So what I mean is here should be 0.1, just like this. The sequence should be the same lah. The different. So 0.1, this one, but you tolak still 0.1, 0.1, 0.1 kan? So it increase constantly. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 and so on. So vertical axis also like that. And it should not be odd scale. Odd scale means very hard for you to read. Contoh macam 1 to 3. Let's say here is 3 cm, 3, 6, 9, or maybe 7, 14, 21, or 9, 18, 27. That is odd scale. So jangan odd scale lah. Okay. So that will be the tick 3. Tick 4, we will check your point. The point. So means that all the 5 points must be transferred correctly. Okay, semua titik dipindahkan dengan tepat. Semua betul, you will get tick 4, tick 5. Okay, tick 4, tick 5. This is for the point transferred correctly. Semua betul, you get double tick. Satu salah, it will be cross 5. Maksudnya dapat 1 markah sajalah. Okay. So, semua betul, 2 tick. Bukan 2 markah, 2 tick. Okay. So, satu salah, it will be cross 5. Maksudnya hanya dapat tick 4. Then, tick 6. This is for the best fit. Best fit graph. Best fit and smooth. Graph yang licin. Bukan sketching. Okay, graph licin dan best fit. Best fit maksudnya bukan zigzag. You don't draw, katakan this is 1 point, this is another point, this is another point. You don't draw like this. Okay, jangan buat zigzag. Okay, best fit. Maksudnya bilangan titik di atas dan di bawah graf lebih kurang sama jarak dan lebih kurang sama banyak. Just like this, one up, one down. The rest melalui. Okay, so this is considered as tick 6, best fit. Okay, and then tick 7. This is for the size of your graph. Your graph should be, kalau cikgu kira, I count the box. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I go up 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So means that lebih besar dari 4 times 5 consider as okay. Okay, ataupun lebih senang, you look at your graph paper, draw as big as possible. Okay, that will be for tick number 7. So semua betul, just like this. I already check just now, semua titik tepat lah. So these are all correct. So that will be perfect lah. So alright. So how do they give mark? Maksud cikgu, how to get 5 marks? So I write here. So they have table, akan ada table like this. Okay, the number of tick and then berapa markah. Okay, what is the marks? So let's say you have 7 tick, ada 7 tick, terus dapat 5 markah. 1 tick, 1 markah. 2 tick, 2 markah. 3 ke 4 tick, this will be 3 marks. And then 5 ke 6 tick, this will be 4 marks. That is how they give mark for your graph. Okay, they will use this scale. So you see, that is why it is important for you to know how your teacher give you the marks. If you know, then you can rancang your strategy. Okay, so you must know how to get these 7 ticks. So that you must have, after let's say you finish plotting your graph, then you check. Tick 1 will be for the name. Dua-dua ada, already you can get the mark. And then tick 2 for the unit. Both ada, 1 mark. And then tick 3 for the scale. Uniform scale. Tick 3. Okay. When plotting the graph, need to use 3 decimal place or round to 2. Oh, good question. Izzat have very good question, no, Izzat? Alright, now, so since just now, sin I and sin R, we tabulate data by using 3 decimal place, kan? Okay. In the table, follow the decimal place, means that 3 decimal place. Semua mesti ada 3 tempat perpuluhan. But when you transfer to your graph, okay, to transfer 3 or 4 decimal place, it will be very hard. Okay. So, look at your graph, okay. In your graph, you can round off. Maksudnya can round off but not too much. Okay. So katakan you round off to 1. If you round off to 1, that will be too much lah. Otherwise your point will be all the same. Maksud cikgu like this lah. Kan. Let's say you round off to, okay, this is correct already. Then you want to transfer to your graph. Oh, you think, okay, round off to 1. So it means that here will be 0.5, 0.6, 0.8, 0.9, 0.9. Do you see that these two will have same point? 0.9, kan? 0.9. So this will have same point. So that means you already round off too much. Okay? So for this case, I think 2 decimal place is perfect. Okay? Because you can get 0.64 from your graph. Di Kuching hujan lah. Are you able to hear my voice clearly or not? Boleh ha? Can ha? So here means 2 decimal place. Okay? Okay. Question number 2. Nice background music. Okay. Feel fresh. Okay, question number 2. So, students carries out an experiment. Boleh dengar suara cikgu Can Or you sleepy already? Okay, student carries out an experiment to investigate the relationship between force and acceleration of a trolley of a fixed mass m. Okay, so now check relationship between force F and acceleration A of a trolley with a fixed mass. x-axis fixed. Okay, based on the graph of f against a, state the relationship between f and a. Then determine the value of a when f equal 35 Newton. Come, look at the graph. So the first question asking about the relationship. This is already given, kan? First you look at this. Oh, I forgot just now. This graph, okay, this graph, make sure you lengthen your graph. Let it touch the axis. Okay, so lengthen the graph. Don't stop until here only. This is for question number 1. Jangan stop here. Make sure you lengthen it. Let it touch the axis. Then only your answer here, state the relationship between sine r and sine r will be given mark. So this graph, okay, obviously showing you that the graph is an increased linearly graph. Okay, because you already draw here. Sampai here, nampak So you write in your answer, sine I increases linearly with r. This is correct. Let's say you write your answer, sine I increases linearly with r, but in your graph, you forgot to lengthen it. So if that happened, so here will not be given mark. Okay, jelas So make sure lengthen your graph, touch the axis, then this will be considered to be given mark. Okay, jelas That is for question number 1. Sometimes students thought that they need to stop until here. Okay, you need to lengthen it. Mesti panjangkan, touch the axis. Okay, boleh Alright, next. This question is now relationship of the graph. Kan nampak start from 0? If it is a straight line, can draw exit the graph. What do you mean by exit? Exit sambung sampai bawah kah? Shannon? Sambung sampai here kah? I think no problem. Okay. Tapi make sure kalau if let's say the graph is directly proportional, so make sure your point cun-cun kena 0. Okay, jangan terkeluar dari kotak kecil di dalam here. If terkeluar, what I mean is like this. This is paper 3 memang ada cerewet sikit, but it is not hard actually. Okay, what I mean is here, make sure betul-betul kena 0. Okay, jangan katakan that this is the petak, right? Let's say your line jangan like that. Maksudnya satu petak di atas dah. Okay, if it is a directly proportional, so make sure adjust your graph so that what I mean is adjust where you put your ruler lah. Okay, so that cun-cun kena 0. Lebih sikit tak apa, terlebih sedikit, let's say you panjangkan sedikit like this, no problem. Okay, that one no problem. Boleh? Okay, so this is a directly proportional graph. So make sure jangan tulis directly proportional only. Tulislah A is directly proportional to F. Tulis ayat penuh. Okay, always start with the vertical axis. Okay, so A is directly proportional to F. Then you need to interpolate your data. They ask what is the value of acceleration. What is the value of acceleration when F is 35? Okay, so look at the graph lah. So this is F 35. So tandakan. You can use dotted line. You can use solid line like that. So when you show this, the dotted line here, this is 1 mark in your graph. So means that here, this is the first step, 1 markah. Okay, and then this answer. Okay, don't just leave it like that. Okay, look at the unit. Ada unit kan? So this is the unit meter per second. So you write in this column. So here will be the second mark. The first mark kan ada 2 markah. So the first mark is in the graph, the second mark is here. Make sure unit. Jangan lupa unit. Make sure you have the unit. Need to write 3.5. Yes. Why, Shannon? Mestilah 3.5. Okay, mesti 3.5. Okay, so we already get this mark. Okay, boleh? So here just now, this is mark 1 mark. And then here already 2, 1 from your graph. Oh, you need to write there. 3.5. Better to write. Bagus tulis. Good to write here. Okay, good to write here. And then write again in the column provided. Amza, cikgu upcoming class bila lagi? Because this live cikgu buat bila cikgu free. When I feel like cikgu nak buat setiap minggu. Okay, but it depends on cikgu sempat prepare or not. Okay, and cikgu ada masa ke tak. So, if possible, I will do it every week. Okay, setiap minggu. It's either 1 or 2 times. Okay, since Monday is cuti kan, Monday still holiday. So, cikgu plan nak buat another live on Sunday night, insyaAllah. Sunday night. Sebab cikgu plan nak ajar you all transistor. Okay. So, I will post lah. Cikgu akan post. So, make sure you subscribe and tekan loceng. Okay, so that you get the notification. Otherwise, I will need to ask Idina to help me to promote. Okay. How many of you come here with Dina's promotion? Because I asked Dina to help. Tolong Mama promote. This Sunday, cikgu plan nak buat lusa lah. Tomorrow kan Saturday. Okay. Oh, okay. Izzat, where are you from? Amza? Aisyah, where are you from? This year retake physics? This year? Oh, okay. What time cikgu? Masa cikgu akan biasa 9.30 because I consider some of student have macam tuition kan at night sampai pukul 9 suku, 9.30. So cikgu lewatkan lah. So that's why I will do the live session either on Friday night like this ataupun Saturday night ataupun Sunday night. Okay, so these 3 days lah. Jumaat, Sabtu, Ahad. Okay. So yeah. So this one is just like macam online tuition to you all lah. Okay. Free. Okay, sebab cikgu nak tolong lebih ramai. So you can share with your friend. Tell your friend we have this session. The more the merrier. Okay. So kalau berjaya pun sama-sama berjaya. So next year when you get your after kan February kan you all exam. Then bila result keluar, wah, I hope to see many of you get A for your physics. It will be interesting, kan? Alright. Okay, cikgu dah panjang cerita. Okay, next question. Need to allot cover since I'm in middle semester. A lot to cover. Got any tips? A lot to cover. Apa-apa cadangan you can type in the chat box. Cikgu akan tengok. Okay? Alright. So now, yang penting for me is you do your revision. Okay? Make sure, sebab macam for SPM, what is important is first you must have your content. Maksudnya you must go through all the chapter. Then your output learning. Output learning is sangat-sangat penting. What we do now is actually output learning. We are answering question and then answer the question with the correct technique. Because why? Jawapan sahaja kadang-kadang teknik salah, also you cannot get the marks. Contoh kan, just like this question. 2 marks. Katakan you just write 3.5 here without unit. So you miss 1 mark. Kan? And then let's say you write 3.5 meter per second. Tapi in the graph you did not draw this line. Okay? So also you will miss 1 mark. So maksudnya jawab soalan and then teknik menjawab sangat penting. Okay, so you must know the teknik menjawab. So what I'm sharing here, bila cikgu tulis tentang teknik menjawab, like this lah. How to get better marks, okay, by knowing the technique, the correct technique of answering. Okay. So more output learning lah, Amza. Okay, perlu banyak latihan lah. Okay. Alright, next. Calculate the gradient. So this one memang soalan compulsory lah, memang soalan wajib akan keluar. So the gradient, sometimes they use symbol K, sometimes they use symbol M. So if they use K, make sure here, okay, tulis K. If they use M, so salin M. Okay, jangan tukar the symbol. Katakanlah in school you always use M, let's say. So here they put gradient, they put K, also you write M. Cannot follow what is given. Alright, so gradient will be always 3 marks. Okay, remember, always 3 marks. The first mark will be for the triangle that you draw in the graph, segitiga. And then second mark is here, the substitute value. And then your final mark number 3 will be this unit. Okay, now we look at mark number 1. So you look at your graph. This is done by Vincent. Very good, Vincent. Alright, so Vincent already draw the triangle. Kan? When you draw the triangle, make sure you tandakan this. Okay, this tanda is important. This actually hint to the marker that this is the triangle that you use. This tanda, the 90 degree. And then good also to label this delta A. A is your vertical axis. And then here delta segitiga F. This refer to your horizontal axis. Okay, like that. Alright. So delta F here we use F, and then the vertical axis is A. So delta A. And then to get mark for the triangle, mesti lukis segitiga. Okay. And then this segitiga must be as big as possible. Okay. Normally we count. Kita akan kira. So the minimum size is 4 times 5. 4 of this petak. This petak. So if you measure using ruler, this is about 2 cm. Maksudnya 8 kali 10 cm lah. Okay. So normally I will count. Cikgu akan kira. Like this lah. Cikgu akan kira. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. Maksudnya dah more than this. So this can be given 1 mark. So this triangle. And then good to write the coordinate of this point. Tapi jangan tandakan no need to mark it. Okay. Just do like that. And then here. Alright. Like that. Tapi if you tandakan also okay. Cikgu terlupa. If let's say refer to the first question, jangan tanda lah, because that is only the triangle that you draw. Okay, so you write your coordinate. Okay, make sure x first, x, y. So 10, 1, and then here will be 66, like that. Okay, so then this is the first mark for the gradient. Then in the column provided, tuliskan langkah kerja. Okay, so means that 6 gradient will be changes in the y-axis over changes in the horizontal axis. Maksudnya just now the coordinate is 66 and then 10, 1 kan. So the coordinate, cikgu besarkan. So the coordinate is 66 and then another coordinate is 10, 1. Okay, ada dua coordinate lah. So gradient will be, so this is x kan, horizontal axis, and then this is y. So gradient will be changes in y, maksudnya 6 minus 1 divided by changes in x, 60 minus 10, like that. 6 minus 1 divided by 60 minus 10. So this is the second mark. if you don't like 6 minus 1, you can do the other way around. Boleh tolak 1 tolak 6 bahagi 10 tolak 60 pun boleh. It will be negatif-negatif, jawapan akan jadi positif lah. Okay, here atas akan negatif, bawah negatif will be positif. But why you go for hard way? Okay, buat yang senang lah. 6 minus 1, 60 minus 10. Okay, mark number 2. And then your final answer, okay, lepas tekan calculator. So your answer here, okay, make sure you write the value. Then unit, okay, y, this is the unit for y, meter per second per second. X, N, Newton lah. So kan y bahagi x kan. So atas, unit for y just now is meter per second. Maksudnya ms negative 2. Okay, unit bawah is Newton. Put Newton like that. So Newton boleh bawa ke atas, it become like this. So you leave your answer like this also pun boleh. This is mark number 3. Okay, boleh? If you want to summarize this also can. Contoh kan, if you summarize this, it will be ms negative 2 bahagi Newton is kg ms negative 2. So this one sama dengan atas. So boleh cancel. So the unit become 1 per kg. So bring up, it become kg negative 1. Like this pun boleh. So means that here you can also write 0.1 kg negative 1. Okay, so this is also correct. Tapi kan, if you takut careless, like this is enough already. This one memang tak akan salah. They accept this. Terima. Okay. Katakan you takut, still afraid that you make careless mistake. Sometimes student masa exam nervous. So that's why selalunya betul tapi bila exam buat salah sebab you nervous. Okay, over Newton right can put like this also. Pun boleh. Pun accept as mark number 3, 0.1 depan. Teacher, I have this habit where I would calculate the gradient on graph, then bring forward the answer. Okay kah? It's better. Alright, it's better, okay, to do the calculation. Let's say you do here, right? Make sure bawa ke atas. Make sure you write here. I know ada seorang student cikgu like that. Tunggu this student. So this one gradient tulis dekat dalam graph. Okay, and then dekat here just tulis final answer. It is better to copy this, okay, place in your answer. But this one sebab my student just now they just tulis dekat kertas lain kan. So better to have the calculation here. Okay, so what about this? This is also done by my student Gordon. Okay, good. Bagus. Okay, see this student is using Gordon is using different triangle. Nampak kah? The triangle, okay. Vincent just now draw triangle like that. Okay, so it does not start from origin. So draw from here. Okay, as long as the size of your triangle, is more than 4 times 5, you will get mark number 1. But katakan your triangle, you just draw small. Let's say you draw your triangle kecil je. Let's say from here to here. Cute je. Like this. Cute like this, no mark no mark 1. Okay. No mark 1, but you use the coordinate, okay, this coordinate, you will still get the same answer. So maksudnya Mark 1 tak dapat, tick 2 masih boleh, tick 3 pun masih boleh terima. Okay, but hilang markah 1 because your triangle is small. So it's like this. This triangle actually represent how much of range of data that you include. So if you use small triangle like this, means that this is the range of data that is included in your calculation, means that it is not accurate. Okay, so we use big triangle so that more data is included. Okay, maksudnya jawapan lebih, your experiment result will be lebih jitu lah. Okay, because of more reading is in the range. Okay, now look at Gordon's answer just now. Can we do like this or not? Can the triangle be like this? Bolehkah? Can. This one lebih senang. Okay, because it start from origin. Okay, this one boleh. So you see, but make sure you draw your line, boleh dotted, boleh straight, and then put 90 degree here. Okay, put 90 degree here. Then better to label just like Ming Feng just now. Tuliskan here your delta F kan. Delta means perubahan lah, perubahan F, and then up here will be delta A, perubahan A. Okay, so this is 1 mark. But when you calculate the value of gradient, okay, since you use 0 0 here kan, 0 0, and then up here is 66. Boleh nampak? Can see my gradient? Oh, tak nampak. Cannot see. This one can see? Alright, so since we use, cikgu besarkan sikit ah. Alright, since we use the point just now is 0 0 kan? Okay, for the substitute value, make sure you write 6 minus 0. Mesti tulis 6 minus 0. Because this shows you get, bukan, okay, katakan you just write 6 divided by 60. Okay, 6 divided by 60. So this one will be cross 2. Sebab apa? As if you use only point. Nampak macam satu point. You don't use the range of data. Seolah-olah you bahagi 60 bahagi 6 bahagi 60 like that. Like this will be cross 2, no mark 2. But final answer masih diterima. Okay, so since you use 0 0, make sure tunjuk here. Make sure you tunjuk this one. Okay, why keep on moving? Alright, this part. So this one mesti ada 6 minus 0 because this shows you take range of data. Okay, so this is mark 2. And then your final answer mark 3 lah. Okay, boleh ha? So gradient pass ha? Gradient already. Next question. Cikgu ajar perlahan ha? Okay, I teach you quite slow ha? Harap-harap you all tak tidur ha? Okay, so using the value of K, mass of, dah lama ke start cikgu? What do you mean, Amza? This one ke? The live session, is it? Live session, cikgu rasa this is my 5th time. Yang kelima, cikgu baru start actually. Cikgu baru pandai setting. Alright, so now, so the mass of an accelerating object is given by formula. They give you this formula. This is good about paper 3. They give you the formula. So M sama dengan F bahagi A. So your F is the vertical, the horizontal axis just now, right? and then A is the vertical axis. So using value of K, what is K? From question B. So K just now is the gradient. Calculate the acceleration. Calculate the acceleration of the mass of trolley. Apa maksudnya? Calculate the acceleration of the mass of trolley. Guna BM lah better. Hitungkan jisim trolley. Okay, the question asks you to determine the mass of the trolley. Okay, now sometimes student terus guna like this. So you know the formula F sama dengan okay, F sama dengan MA, but now they give you M sama dengan F bahagi A. Sometimes student just pick any point, just ambil satu point, katakan this point 66, let's say katakan you just write like that. So let's say you just write M, you want to determine M kan. So M, titik just now is 66. So we know that 60 is F. Katakan you put 60 bahagi dengan 6. Okay, so you get your answer 10. Okay, now you know this is Newton kan. Newton bahagi dengan MS negative 1. Ada So Newton kan sama dengan kg, ms negative 2. Kita keluar screen lah. Boleh? Still cannot see. Okay, so Newton kan kg ms negative 2. Bahagi dengan ms negative 2 kan. So this one bahagi kan. So this one dengan this one you boleh cancel. So jawapan akhir will be in kilogram. If you write like this, okay, the marks is 2. Your final answer, jawapan akhir will be given mark 2. But this part cross 1. Why cross 1? Because the question said use the value of K. So means that use the gradient. Okay, guna gradient. Use this value. So means that you need to use K sama dengan 0.1 to answer this. So how to do that? So can see here. This part. So this is given. This is already given up here. Okay, M sama dengan F over A. Okay, and then okay, so here Vincent tulis M sama dengan 1 bahagi A over F. And then this one A over F is K. So this is actually how you relate M and K. And then use your K just now. Okay, substitute the value. So this one is tick 1. Okay, your final answer tick 2. Boleh faham? Kadang-kadang question like this is 3 marks. So this will be the first mark. This is the second mark. This is the third mark. So you need to relate. Okay, sebab question said relate, bukan guna titik. If you do like this means you use the point. So you look at the formula, then see how do you relate the formula. Okay, how do you relate the formula with the task given? Boleh kah? Okay, so far this part boleh ikut, boleh faham? Okay, why F sama dengan 1? Bukan F sama dengan 1. Kejap. Okay, cikgu tunjuk. So, you see. Kejap where's my pen? Alright. So, we know that the gradient just now, K. K kan sama dengan graph is A against F kan. So your K is changes in A bahagi dengan changes in F. Sebab apa? A is your vertical axis, F is your horizontal axis. But now you look at the formula. Formulanya M mass sama dengan F bahagi A. This one is actually from F sama dengan MA kan. Okay. Now you look at these two. What is the perkaitan? Nampakkah? So this is A over F. Maksudnya, if katakan we want to have A over F. Katakan we want to have A over F. Okay, maksudnya sebelah pun mesti diterbalikkan kedudukan. This one macam over 1 lah, like that kan. So, A bawa ke atas, F turun bawah. So, this one also terbalik lah. So, means 1 over M. Okay, so this A over F now is the same as this. So, it means that this is actually equal to gradient. Okay, boleh? So, from here, okay, so K sama dengan, gradient sama dengan 1 over M. So, you can put gradient just now is 0.1. So, 0.1 sama dengan 1 over M. So, M sama dengan 1 over 0.1. Ataupun 1 over K lah. Boleh songsangkan. Okay, boleh ha? Okay, next question. Okay, good Hazika. Dah faham? Alhamdulillah. Okay, next question. So what will happen to the gradient of the graph when the mass of trolley increase? State your reason. This, if let's say state reason like this, it will be 2 marks question. So what happened to the gradient when the mass of the trolley increase? So just now we already deduct this equation kan? Gradient mass sama dengan 1 over gradient. So if let's say mass increase from here kan, this formula. If mass increase, okay, gradient akan decrease. Jawapannya gradient decreases. Gradient decreases. Now, you can look at the formula for gradient again. Kan? So, gradient sama dengan A over F. So, if let's say the gradient decreases, if the force is the same, so maksudnya acceleration decrease lah. So, if M increase, gradient decrease, this is due to the acceleration decrease. Okay, see Vincent's answer. Panjang. Alright, so gradient of the graph decreases. This is the first mark. Okay, so this is the first mark. And the second mark, mass of the trolley is inversely proportional to the gradient of the graph. Okay, then acceleration decreases. So jawapan is here. This one is actually the answer. Acceleration decreases. This is mark number 2. Okay, boleh? And the last one for this section. 2 precaution. Oh, this is 2 precaution. Selalunya 1 precaution. This question is 2 precaution that should be taken. This one hafal lah. Okay, Vincent already make our life easier. So these are the two precaution yang selalunya betul. Okay, so the first one is here. This one hafal, memorize this. Eyes must be perpendicular to the reading on the scale of, you name this, namakan the instrument, okay, to avoid parallax error. That would be the first precaution. This precaution can be used for any experiment. Tapi kan tukarkan the instrument. Katakan you are using stopwatch. So that eyes must be perpendicular to the reading on the scale of stopwatch to avoid parallax error. Let's say you are using ammeter. So boleh tulis ammeter lah. So how to know what is the instrument that you use? You look at the graph. Perhatikan graph. Look at the graph. Look at the unit. So if macam this one kan force, okay, force, here we don't use weighing scale and so on kan. So look at this, acceleration. So acceleration, this experiment is using ticker timer, ticker tape, ticker timer. So you need to determine velocity. To determine velocity, you must have the length. So means that you need to measure your ticker tape by using ruler. So mesti ada ruler. So ruler betul lah, meter rule. Okay, so let's say the vertical axis is katakan current. So you must have ammeter. Let's say ada voltage. So you must have voltmeter. Like that lah. Katakan time. It will be stopwatch. Okay, that is how you determine what instrument is used. So just hafal this sentence. Hafalkan. Sebab cikgu boleh kata tak pernah tak ada precaution for paper 3. Selalunya cikgu nak kata confirm pun susah. So far they don't miss this question. Okay, but normally they will only ask one precaution. So remember this. And then another precaution that can be written also will be the repeat value. So experiment is repeated. Okay, repeated means mestilah lebih dari satu kan. Okay, is repeated. I can write twice or just repeated to obtain average reading to increase accuracy. This one pun boleh. Friction compensated plane. Ya, boleh. Alright, so the runway, okay, must be friction compensated runway. That one pun boleh terima. Okay. So yang biasanya will be this one lah, the precaution. Okay. Ada soalan? But if it is an electric experiment, jangan tulis repeat. Ingat we don't repeat for electric experiment. Okay. So this precaution, the second one, repeat. So this repeat experiment only for bukan electric experiment. If katakan electric experiment, let's say experiment is about voltage and current, to determine the relationship between current and voltage katakan. Okay, so don't write about repeat. What you can write will be, the switch must be off when not in use to prevent overheating. Okay, the switch must be off, maksudnya switch off when not in use, bila tak guna, mengelakkan overheating. Alright, boleh? Can? Ataupun the circuit must be tight to ensure the flow of current. Okay. Alright, boleh. No problem. Alright, for section B dengan section B ada dua soalan. So this question will be quite long to be discussed. Kalau cikgu nak teruskan, okay, it will be until 1 o'clock lah cikgu rasa. I think you all tahan sebab you all biasa tidur akhir. Cikgu yang tak tahan. Alright. So this question, okay, we discuss tomorrow lah. Question number 3. Maybe you can try first. Okay, can go to the chat box of this live session. Pergi download the question. So try to answer this. Okay, so answer both question. It will be very interesting to discuss this. Okay. This question dengan this question. Sebab cikgu dah baca my students answer just now. So there are a lot to be a lot to be discussed. Okay. You try at home. So see you tomorrow insyaAllah, the same time 9:13. Cikgu akan pause lah. Okay, so ask your friend to join. Alright, okay. Alright, so hopefully 9:30. Okay, Amza, 9:30. Alright, so hopefully you can understand what we discussed tonight. Make sure, okay, I hope now you know already how to answer question number 1 and number 2. So means that how to know whether to write decimal place or not, how to get your manipulated responding constant variable, how to tabulate your data, how to plot your graph, okay, and then how to interpolate and also to calculate the gradient, okay, and write precaution. Alright, so yeah, hopefully yeah, you understand and can apply. Right, so all the best. Okay, yeah, sweet dream, stay safe. Okay, Assalamualaikum. Yeah, this is paper 3, Hamza. Alright, okay, bye bye. Alright, bye bye. Okay, good night. Okay, welcome. InsyaAllah. Alright, see you tomorrow. Waalaikumsalam. Okay, cikgu off